Guys, welcome back to Exploring Temecula. On today's video and for the next two videos, I'm going to be talking about all the popular communities in both Temecula and Murrieta and what their special assessment slash Mello Roos tax is in those communities. This is really important for anybody wanting to buy a home because they range, from $500 all the way up to $4,500 a month. And that can be a sticking point when you're trying to purchase a home. I've seen it in the past where the client wants a specific home in a specific community, but the tax rate, because it's so high, does not allow them to qualify for the purchase of that home. So this video is going to give you specifics on each individual community so you can watch and figure out not only what community and what the amenities are in that community, but what the eventual tax base is going to be for you. In Riverside County, it's going to be around 1% base tax, but then on a lot of these communities, you're going to have that extra special assessments slash Mello Roos tax. Does it go away? It's supposed to go away in between 20 and 25 years, but I always tell clients, don't bank on it. I see many communities that still have those special assessment taxes that are attached to the property on older homes. At the end of this video, you're going to get a really good idea of each individual community, what the amenities are in each community, and also what the tax rate is going to be. I also have a link in the description of the video to the blog post that goes through and might give you a little more information if I forget something on the video. So let's get into the tax rates of popular communities in Temecula. Okay guys, so we're going to start off with Lake Harveston. It's a beautiful community in North Temecula, and how I'm going to do this video is I'm basically going to go through the top 10 most popular communities in Temecula and Murrieta, and I'm going to give you the overall tax rate and let you know how I do this for my clients. So before you make an offer, you're going to understand what or if you're okay with the actual Mello Roos and special assessments on these properties. All I did was pull previous listings and active listings in Lake Harveston over the last 60 days. And what I do is I just go into the tax roll by going to results and then the tax. And the overarching average for the special assessments, which is down here, and here's the list of the special assessments right here, is going to be anywhere from $1,700 to $1,900. There are a few that are $2,400. They are larger homes. I don't know exactly why there might be a $20 or $30 difference on some of these. But again, the special assessments in Mello Roos are going to range from about $1,700 to $1,900 a month. Of course, there are some that are lower, like $1,200, $1,300, and then there are a couple on the higher end at $2,400. Okay guys, so next up is Roripaugh Ranch, and it's east along Murrieta Hot Springs. It's very close to the wineries, and one of the reasons I picked Roripaugh Ranch and what's very advantageous about this area for many people is the fact that it is a newer community. You have the open floor plans and just the newer amenities within each individual home. Yes, the lot sizes are a little smaller, but you do get a gated community that is not 24-hour guard gated. Sometimes there is a guard there, not all the time. And the pool, tennis courts are very beautiful. So this is a very popular community. So again, I'm just going to go to the results. I'm going to click on a specific home and I'm going to go into the tax rate, and the overwhelming amount for most of these homes, again, here is the special assessments broken down, but the overwhelming amount, this is a little higher. The average was like $1,900 a month. There were a couple at $1,500 or $1,600, and this one's at $21. Okay guys, so next up we have Sommers Bend, and this is probably the newest community in Temecula. Besides Meritage heirloom homes, but this has been a very, very popular area over the last 3 to 4 years. If you want a newer home, this is where I suggest you start looking. The downside, and I talk about this in some other videos, is that the newer the home, generally the higher the tax rate. Benefits to this community are the amenities are unbelievable. Obviously, all the homes are what you would expect in regards to being an open floor plan. They do have smaller lots, but amenities wise, Sommers Bend is probably the best, some of the best in all of Temecula. Right here is Esplanade, which is the 55 and older community. I did pull those by accident, but their tax rate just right off the bat is absolutely massive. It's like $5,000 a year. So just be aware of that. If you're looking for a 55 and older community, the tax rate is very, very high. So now we're going to go into the results here. And I'm going to show you, I've actually sold a home on this very street. Here is the tax rate and the overwhelming majority of homes that I went through. Again, I don't want to do every single home, but you're looking at a tax rate of around $3,300 to $3,700 a year for Somerset. So that is going to be one of the higher areas in regards to what your overall tax rate is for the year in all of Temecula. Okay guys, so here is Crown Hill. Some of the advantages of Crown Hill: it's very close to the winery. The HOA is only $40 a month, but it does not have a community pool. So if that is something that you're looking for, do not look in Crown Hill. There's also Crown Hill Reserve up here with more expensive homes. They also have an elementary school right in Crown Hill, which makes that very advantageous to many people. So here we're going into the tax rates, and there is actually a variation in here, whether it's when they were built. I don't know the answer to this, but there's a lot in between that 900 and 1200 range, but then also there's just as many in that 1800, basically in between 17 and 1800. So it would be dependent on which home you actually like. So I could, again, check that out for you. Next up, we have Paloma Del Sol. We also have Paseo del Sol, but it's a smaller community. I'm not going to do that one. This is a very popular community in Temecula for families. Some of the advantages of Paloma Del Sol: it has 5 different pool areas, tons of walking paths. It has a frisbee golf course. Really, like, the whole community was built for families. And of course, the other positive thing about Paloma Del Sol is when we look at the tax rates here, every single home that I've looked at is under $1,000 a year, which is absolutely huge. People get hung up sometimes on the HOA costs. Yes, the HOA, I think it's around $125 a month. But when the tax rate's only, $700, $750 a year total for special assessments, that will definitely alleviate some of the financial pain on you.